12 years. That's how long Eddie Palmer was gone from the cracked sidewalks and church bell mornings of his little Louisiana town. Now he's standing on his grandmother's porch again, duffel bag in hand, wondering if any part of this place still remembers him kindly. Vivian doesn't hesitate. She throws her arms around him like no time has passed at all, scolding him for the late bus, and fussing that she'd have picked him up herself.
I would have picked you up in town, only they won't let me drive no more.
Her love is instant and uncomplicated, but everything else about Eddie's homecoming will be anything but. His old room waits for him exactly as he left it, frozen in a decade he can't get back. Through the window, he spots new neighbors, a worn-down woman named Shelley and her small son Sam, living in a trailer that Vivian only tolerates because of the boy. Whatever's happening in that trailer, it isn't good, and Vivian's clipped comments make that painfully clear. That night at the dinner table, Vivian doesn't sugarcoat anything. She tells Eddie plainly that this town won't hand him a second chance. He'll have to claw one out for himself, and self-pity will only bury him faster.
You just gotta get yourself back out there, that's all. You can't be feeling sorry for yourself.
He nods. He knows the terms of his parole leave no room for excuses, so the job hunt begins. And it goes about as well as you'd expect for a man with a felony trailing behind every handshake. Doors don't slam, they just quietly never open. By evening, Eddie finds his way to the old bar, where familiar faces greet him with a strange mix of nostalgia and caution.
How did you get out, man? Holy shit!
Daryl razzes him about his long-standing football record, finally broken by his own son. Cole, now wearing a sheriff's badge, offers something warmer, a genuine hope that Eddie can turn things around. And then there's Shelley, sliding in close, flirting like a woman who's already decided what she wants.
What's the matter, handsome? You can't talk.
The next morning arrives with a headache and a mistake Eddie can't take back. He'd had too much to drink, and Vivian catches him slipping out at dawn, worry etched across her face. Old patterns die slow deaths. By 10, she's rousing him for church, Sam in tow, determined to keep him on a straighter path. Inside those pews, whispers move faster than forgiveness ever does. Eyes track Eddie like he's still wearing a number on his back. Sam struggles too, awkward among the other boys, already an outsider before anyone said a word against him. After the service, standing among old friends and older judgments, Daryl notices something about Sam, the way he carries himself, the way he doesn't move like the other boys. The comment lands like a slap, ugly and unnecessary. Back home, Vivian feeds Sam without a second thought, her kindness plain and unforced. Eddie watches, still feeling like a stranger in his own skin, still trapped by the same old urges, even with prison behind him. The next day brings a grocery list, a few crumpled bills, and a fresh wave of shame. Eddie hates taking money from a woman who's already given him everything. On his way out, he catches sight of Shelley driving off with her boyfriend, leaving Sam behind yet again. At the store, a help wanted sign catches his eye, but the moment he asks about it, the manager stumbles through an awkward excuse. The position's filled.
I filled that position this morning.
Eddie doesn't buy it for a second. He knows exactly what's really being said. At home, he finds something unexpected. Sam gently brushing Vivian's hair while she rests. Vivian explains that the boy will be staying with them a while longer. Shelley's taken off again.
His mama took off again. He'll be staying with us till she's back.
When Eddie spots Sam playing with dolls, he tells him, almost reflexively, that it isn't something boys do.
You know you're a boy, right?
Yeah.
Boys don't play with dolls.
Sam doesn't flinch. He simply says he likes what he likes. Something about that quiet defiance sticks with Eddie. Dinner turns tense when Vivian brings up the job search one too many times, and the friction boils over into an accusation. She's certain Eddie shorted her on change from the store.
When you gonna give me the rest of the change from the mart?
I gave it to you.
No, I was short.
What do you mean short?
I didn't get all my change.
Count it.
I don't need to count it. It was short.
$12.13.
Refusing to let the matter go. It's a small moment, but it cuts deep, dragging old guilt back to the surface. Frustrated and desperate to prove himself worth something, Eddie spots a janitor opening at the local school and applies on the spot. The interview doesn't start well. Mr. Sibbs and Principal Forbes eye his record with obvious hesitation until they realize who his grandmother is and who he used to be.
You related to Vivian Palmer?
Yes, sir. That's my grandmother.
Oh, well, she's a respectable member of our congregation.
Yes, sir. I attended with her last Sunday.
A scholarship athlete once bound for something bigger.
You were All-USA player 2 years in a row at Riverside?
Yes, sir.
Forbes promises to see what strings he can pull.
I'm a big fan of second chances. So, Let me run all this by the school board and see if I can pull some strings and make something happen.
Thank you.
It's a small crack of light in an otherwise closed door. That night, over dinner, Sam speaks up for Eddie.
Miss Vivian, you never said you were sorry for yesterday when you said he shorted you, but he didn't.
Insisting Vivian was wrong to accuse him.
I miscounted. I apologize.
It's okay.
Not long after, the phone rings. Eddie's got the job. It's nothing glamorous, but for a man rebuilding from zero, it feels like a mountain conquered. Sam attends that same school, and he finds friendship more easily among the girls than the boys. His teacher, Maggie Hayes, keeps a caring eye on him. Around town, some folks mutter that Vivian ought to call child services and be done with the boy altogether.
Oh, he ain't no trouble, Doc. Now shush.
I'm telling you, you can't keep that boy.
Vivian shuts that down fast. To her, family was never about blood, and she refuses to abandon a child who needs her. One quiet morning, Eddie finds Sam glued to a princess cartoon, dolls scattered around him, explaining that Vivian's still sleeping. Something in Eddie's gut tightens. He checks on her and finds she's gone, passed peacefully in the night. The funeral draws the whole town, mourning the woman who held so many pieces of this story together. For Eddie and Sam, her absence leaves a hole neither of them knows how to fill. Eddie's boss gives him the day off to grieve. At home, Sam sits alone with Vivian's old makeup bag, missing her in silence. That night, Eddie drowns his grief at the bar, stumbling home late to find Sam curled up asleep on the couch. Come morning, Eddie tells Sam to pack. Confused and scared,
Where are we going? Why'd I have to pack my bag?
Don't worry about it.
the boy follows him to the police station, where Eddie learns from Cole that Shelley's been missing 2 weeks straight, unreachable, unaccounted for. Cole warns him plainly, if nobody claims the boy, he's headed for an orphanage. Eddie starts to leave. Then he looks back and sees Sam watching him through the window, heartbreak written across his small face. He can't do it. He turns around and brings Sam home instead. Sometimes doing right means breaking every rule in the book. From that point forward, Eddie steps into a role he never planned for. Sam proves he's more capable than anyone gives him credit for, dressing himself, catching the bus alone, carrying on despite everything he's lost. When Maggie stops by to check on the boy's living situation, Eddie's nerves are obvious, but he holds it together. She leaves her number, a small gesture of trust. Night after night, Eddie dials Shelley's number. Night after night, silence answers back. He never signed up to be anyone's guardian, yet the responsibility settles into him anyway, steady and undeniable. Sam, still clutching his dolls, finally asks the question that's been sitting heavy between them. When's Mom coming home?
Do you know when my mom is coming back?
No, I wish I did.
I sometimes get mad at my mom for leaving.
Eddie has no answer to give. All he can offer is honesty, admitting he sometimes gets angry at his own mother too. That night, alone with an old scrapbook, Eddie flips through photos of the man he used to be, a football star, a name in the local paper, someone who mattered before everything fell apart. The next day, Sam rides to school beaming about his princess-covered lunchbox, a gift from his mother back when things were simpler. Later, a woman named Lucille calls, inviting Sam over to play with her daughter Emily. She mentions, almost in passing, that Sam already thinks of Eddie as his father.
Sam said I had to ask you. He said you were his daddy.
It's the kind of comment that lands somewhere deep. That evening brings a football game, memories of former glory, and a suggestion from Maggie that they all go bowling sometime. Daryl, never one to hold his tongue, warns Eddie away from Shelley, calling her nothing but trouble. Watching the new star player break his old record stirs something complicated in Eddie. Pride tangled with loss. He asks about the men from his past, the ones tied to his conviction. Daryl tells him to let it go, certain Eddie never deserved the sentence he got. Later, back at the bar, Daryl's had too much and starts running his mouth, loud and reckless, until Squibb throws them both out. Eddie helps him stumble home, the night ending in the same old mess. Bowling day arrives, and Sam has the time of his life while Eddie and Maggie talk quietly on the sidelines. He tells her about the year of college he managed before his life derailed. She shares her own story, a failed marriage, a return home to family. Slowly, without either of them quite noticing, something is building between them. At work, Eddie makes peace with Squibb over Daryl's antics. Meanwhile, Principal Forbes checks in privately with Sam, gently probing whether everything at home is truly okay. Sam insists it is, and means it. As part of his parole, Eddie has to check in regularly at the station. Sam, curious as ever, asks why. Eddie tells him the truth. A long time ago, he tried to take something that wasn't his, and he paid dearly for it.
Why did you have to go see that man anyways?
Because I did something bad, and he's got to check up on me to make sure I'm doing good now.
Well, what did you do?
I wasn't a nice person. And I stole money and a whole lot of other things that didn't belong to me.
In return, Sam confesses his own secret guilt. He stole a toy from a classmate and lied about it.
I stole too.
You did, huh? You think that person misses what you took?
I know she does.
Eddie gently pushes him to imagine how that girl must feel, missing what was taken from her. For the first time in years, Eddie feels like he matters to someone. That feeling becomes fuel, something to wake up for, something worth fighting for. The next morning, breakfast together, healthier choices insisted on. Sam works up the courage to return the stolen toy. Not long after, his birthday arrives, complete with cake, Maggie, Emily, and a ukulele gift from Eddie that Sam adores despite having zero interest in music. While the kids play, Maggie quietly asks about Sam's mother. Eddie explains she vanished when Sam was barely 5, and Vivian stepped in without a second thought. Moved by the story, Maggie offers to help sort through the mountain of unopened mail piling up at the house. Buried in the stack, they find a letter from a lawyer, something about Vivian's will. The news lands hard. The house and everything in it belongs to the church now, sold off. The proceeds donated.
Well, according to your grandmother's will, her house and land are to be put up for sale, and the money's going to be donated to the Saints of Christ Church.
Eddie gets $5,000 and 30 days to clear out.
But she also left instructions that you'll receive $5,000.
The ground shifts beneath him all over again. Around the same time, bullies target Sam for being different. Eddie steps in without hesitation, and his presence alone is enough to scatter them. That night, Sam reveals a new dream, writing to his favorite princess show for a chance to join their club. Eddie hesitates, gently pointing out there are no boys in that world. Sam doesn't budge, not one bit. At the store, picking out a Halloween costume, Sam sets his heart on the princess dress. An older woman nearby lashes out at Eddie, accusing him of being unfit to raise any child, threatening to call the authorities herself. It stings, but it also does something unexpected.
You know what? Palmer's been seeing that man, and he's been doing good. So you can mind your own ass.
It shows Eddie just how deeply Sam already trusts him, and slowly, that trust starts rebuilding something in Eddie too. At the Halloween party, cruel kids mock Sam, twisting his name into ridicule.
He's probably wearing panties.
Then Principal Forbes walks in dressed for the occasion, standing firmly behind Sam's choice, reminding the whole room that today is about being whoever you want to be. It's a small act, but it means everything. That evening, dinner at Maggie's turns into something deeper. She finally asks about his time behind bars.
How did you end up in prison?
And Eddie, haltingly, tells her everything. The football career cut short by injury.
Until one game, I get hit so hard I can't even tell you my name. A couple surgeries. That was the end of football.
The depression that followed, the reckless friend who bragged about his father's hidden cash, the robbery gone wrong, the violence he never meant to commit.
There was this rich kid. He was always going on and on, bragging about how much money his dad kept in the safe at the house. One night, me and the guys, we broke in. Nobody was supposed to be there. His old man comes home, had a gun. I nearly beat him to death.
It's the ugliest chapter of his life, laid bare. Later that night, with Sam fast asleep, Maggie invites Eddie to stay. Life edges towards something like normal, until it doesn't. While dressed-up play between Sam and Daryl turns cruel, Sam comes home in tears, makeup smeared across his face, refusing at first to say what happened. When the truth comes out, Daryl mocked him, held him down. Eddie's fury ignites instantly. He storms out, finds Daryl at the bar, and doesn't hold back. Words turn to fists before anyone can stop it. Cole gets dragged into Eddie's rage too, blamed for standing by and doing nothing. Maggie watches the fallout with quiet heartbreak. Violence, she tells him, was never the answer.
There are other ways to handle things.
Disappointed, she walks away. The next morning, Eddie makes sure Sam knows none of it was his fault. Daryl is simply cruel, nothing more.
What Daryl did to you was wrong. You know that, right? You didn't do anything bad.
To lift his spirits, Eddie finally helps him finish that letter to the princess show, fully supporting the dream he once doubted. Then, a knock at the door changes everything again. Shelley is back, gaunt and sick-looking, here to reclaim her son. Sam's world crumbles all over again. Eddie promises he'll always be reachable, and Sam clings to him, refusing to let go easily. Shelley realizes with a flash of guilt that she'd forgotten her own son's birthday, and lies about it instantly.
That ain't yours. Palmer got it for me for my birthday.
I got you the best present ever. Greatest thing in the world.
Eddie buries the heartbreak in work. He tells Maggie the news.
Shelley came back.
She did.
But the conversation goes nowhere good. He heads to the bar again. This time, he doesn't drink. The next morning, Sam sits on the porch, wounded again. Jerry, Shelley's boyfriend, threw out his lunchbox and called him a disgrace. Eddie comforts him, drives him to school, learns they'll soon be uprooted to live with Jerry entirely. Watching the man from a distance, Eddie sees clearly that Jerry is no better than Shelley ever was. Then the worst news arrives. Sam's been taken by Child Protective Services. Shelley, in tears, explains what happened.
Where is he?
He's gone, ain't he? Fucking police, the CPS, they took him away.
A court date is set, the boy's future hanging in the balance between foster care and his unstable mother. Eddie goes straight to Shelley, pleading for guardianship, offering to sign whatever she needs. She erupts, accusing him of trying to buy her son, insisting he's no better than she is.
You think that you're better than me?
No.
I think you do.
Eddie warns her, bluntly, that no court will hand Sam back to an addict. She screams that she'll get clean, throws him out. Desperate, Eddie turns to Maggie, who agrees to stand beside him in court. The judge acknowledges Eddie's progress, but rules he needs stable housing and a completed probation first. Eddie begs, raw and unguarded, insisting he understands exactly what it means to be abandoned and he won't let it happen to Sam. The judge denies him anyway. Then Shelley bursts through the courtroom doors, pleading for her son.
What is he doing here?
Excuse me?
I am Sam's mother.
Moved, the judge sides with her instead. The peace doesn't last. Eddie starts hearing Shelley and Jerry fighting constantly, and it becomes clear she's slipping right back into old habits. So Eddie does something drastic. He takes Sam and drives. From a gas station payphone, he learns Shelley's already called the police on him. Now a wanted man, he promises Sam everything will be fine, even as his own certainty wavers. In the end, Eddie turns himself in. Proof, finally, of how far he's come. Cole arranges for Sam to stay with Maggie while everything sorts itself out. As officers cuff him, Sam breaks down, chasing the police car, screaming at his mother for never truly loving him. Eddie can barely hold back his own tears. Behind bars once more, hope feels impossibly thin, until Cole delivers unexpected news. Shelley's changed her statement, admitting she'd actually asked Eddie to take Sam that day. Every charge disappears. Eddie rushes straight to Maggie's, where Sam is waiting. Shelley shows up too, but Sam won't even look at her. Faced finally with the truth of her own failures, she makes the hardest choice of her life, handing full custody over to Eddie. She loves her son fiercely, but she knows, deep down, he'll thrive far better in Eddie's care. Their goodbye is quiet, tearful, and final. At last, Eddie becomes the father Sam always needed. Life starts to soften around the edges. Work is steady. He and Sam are packing up Vivian's old house, ready for a fresh start. A letter arrives in the mailbox, from the princess show Sam wrote to so many months ago. Sam's never gotten mail before. His hands shake as he tears it open, his whole face lighting up with a joy that says everything words can't. Together, father and son step forward into whatever comes next. Bruised, rebuilt, and finally, unmistakably, a family.